Helps if you turn on the audio. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show. I know it's been a minute, um, but I'm here. I'm here. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing good. Let's see. Get to the hellos because it's only a few of y'all here, so we can get these out the way real quick and then move on. Robert Willis in the house. Good afternoon, Robert Willis. Good afternoon. I appreciate you checking out the show. Mike Ballard. Mike Ballard in the house, representing Woodlawn. Mike says, nice intro music. Thank you. I made it over there. No, I downloaded it somewhere, but I appreciate it. And I appreciate you checking out the show. We got Dwayne Larkin in the house, representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon, Dwayne Larkin, representing Mount Airy. Thanks for checking out the show. Steban Speed, representing Queensgate. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Appreciate you being here. Tria, classy as always. Afternoon, King and crew. She's representing Columbia Township. Says she's early. You were in the top 5. You rounded out the top 5. Diane, Huddleston Angel, representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Appreciate you. Ben Thomas, representing Northwest Pleasant Ridge. That's kind of specific. Is that a community? I don't know nothing about. Ben in the house. Thank you for checking out the show. We got Jason Dockery in the house, representing Dayton, Kentucky. All right. Thank you for checking out the show. Tanika in the house, representing a beautiful Orlando, Florida. Good afternoon. Thanks for checking out the show. Ron say, what's good? What's good, Ron? I appreciate you as well for checking out the show. Pat Rogers, good afternoon, Pat Rogers. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me. Of course, y'all know this is going to be a short show. It's like 3:42. I plan on leaving at 5. I got a job I have to do, so it's one of those things. But, Pat, thank you for coming in and checking out the short show. Walter Bradley, representing Jacksonville, Florida. All right, Florida is in the house today. Walter, good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. We got Valisa Lovett, representing Blue Ash. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Pamela Kinney, North Avondale. Thanks for checking out the show. I appreciate you as well. Jack says he's from the Heights of Kennedy. All right. Jack, I appreciate you checking out the show. Your anniversary advice worked out very well. Thank you. Diane. She's talking to to Jason. Brian Taylor, representing Springdale. Good afternoon. I appreciate you. Diane says, how many jobs do you have? It all depends on what one considers a job. But when I say I have a job, that means somebody, well, in this particular case, that means someone has ordered some shirts and they want me to print them. And so I have to go and do that. And that's the plan for today. I don't have to have them done today. I actually got the finalization on the order last night. Actually, late last night. It was like midnight. I got the finalization on the order, and so I want to do them today. I think I got like a week or two. But why not just knock it out and get it over with? Have it done, get them their shirts, and, everybody be happy. Why wait to the deadline? You give them the shirts, and then if, well, you never know. Something might happen. They might be like, I didn't like that. That's you never know. It might be something. It's a little spot on that shirt. You never know. And then, can you fix that? And then I have to print them another shirt. If I wait till the last minute, then that could mess them up. So I like to get it done, get it to them, have it done. They can look at them. They can say thank you. And then that be that. So, yeah, I want to get them done today. But how many jobs do I have? I got a few. Let me see. Daryl says you skipped over me. Daryl, you're not up here. You're not up here at all. I don't know why, but yours didn't come up here. So, but Daryl in the house. CH says, sup, sweet treat. All right. What's up? Let me see. We got David in the house. David, representing Sharonville. All right. Acknowledge you. Oh, let's see. I think that's everybody. Seabreeze, representing Boston. showed up. We got Maria Smith representing North College Hill showed up. Thank you for checking out the show. Vanessa Lynn Bennett London representing Stanley Rowe. Thank you. Seabree says, glad you were late. I had a meeting. And Brent Beard representing Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. First, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for the anniversary wishes. It was year number 10. Now, y'all know I done went through this with y'all before. I don't ever remember what year it was. I can tell you the date we met, and of course the year of that. Like the actual, this month, this day. I'm not sure if I can tell you exactly what time, but I know exactly where. I can tell you the date we got married, where we got married, all of that good stuff, what she wore, all of that stuff, all of that. You asked me how many years you've been married? And then I should remember, because next year will be 11. And next year I'll be like, how many years is this? And she'll be like, didn't I tell you last year it was 10? Then, you add 1 and you make that. But for whatever reason, my brain does not. I can't put it together. So every year, I don't know what year it is. She doesn't get mad. She understands. She's starting to understand. Well, not understand, but starting to understand that she doesn't understand how my memory works. She called herself testing me. Like, what year anniversary is this? And I was like, you know what year it is. And she was like, you don't know, do you? And I'm like, no. And she's like, I knew you didn't know. But what day did we meet? I told her. What year was that? I told her. Where did we meet? I told her. Where did we go on our first date? I told her. What did I have on? I told her. Like, all of that stuff. For whatever reason, I can't remember the number of years. It's the weirdest thing. And she's like, how do your brain work? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. But thank you all for the birthday wishes. We had a good time. Didn't do much of... Let me, hold on. I'm going to brag on her for just a second. I'm not really bragging on her. I might be putting me down. I'm not sure what it is. We had some stuff to do. And... y'all know me. I wanted to take her out. I'm looking at somebody nice. It's like, you want to go here, you want to go here, you want to go there. No Jeff Ruby stuff. I don't mess with that dude. But I have some really nice stuff, some really nice places, options for her. I'm going to take you here. And she was like, I don't feel like that. Well, I won't take you here. I don't want to go there. I'm going to take you out. I don't want to go there. What? We had, did some stuff. But I wanted to take her out to a nice restaurant. She said, I don't even know that I'm hungry. Well, you gotta eat something. You got to eat something. She was like, I'll just find something to eat at the house. I'll cook something up. What in the world what is wrong with you? No, I'm gonna take you to dinner. You know what she said? No, just take me home. We driving home. And she looked off to the side. She said, no. I know what I want. What? I want some Frisch's. Frisch's? You want Frisch's? Yeah. I was dreaming about fish and chips. I want some fish and chips from Frisch's. Even though they quality done went down. She said all of this. Even though they quality done went down and, they just kind of not a good restaurant anymore, I still want some fish and chips. I'm like, so you want me to take you to Frisch's for what's apparently our 10th anniversary? She's like, that's what I want to eat. If you want Frisch's to eat, I'm going to get you some Frisch's. We go to Frisch's. I thought we was going to sit down and eat. She said, I don't want to eat in Frisch's. Let's order it to go. Let's go through the drive-thru. So I'm not taking you through the drive-thru for our anniversary. So we had to walk in and order and wait on it. And she said, well, I just want to go home now and eat and watch a movie. So that was what we did. Like all the things in the world that you want, that you can get, and all you want is Frisch's and then watch a movie at home. Man, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. And she was not mad for me not knowing how long. And for all y'all, I can add, I just don't remember what the other number was to add the one to it. What I should do, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a post. And it's going to say, thank you to everyone for wishing us happy anniversary on our 10th anniversary. So then next year, it'll pop up in my memories. And then I'll be like, okay, last year was 10. This is going to be 11. That's how I remember. Social media is going to help me now. Social media is going to help me now. So, all right, you can't beat that. And Ben and Jack, something is wrong with y'all. Ben want to know that I smashed, and Jack talking about my pipe. Why are y'all men thinking about my penis? That's weird to me. Why are men thinking about my penis? That's suspect. I'm just telling y'all, if y'all don't know it, that's really suspect. Y'all been hanging out with Diddy? I don't know. That's not a normal question. At least none of the dudes that I hang around. I've never, ever, ever asked any of the dudes that I hang around on their anniversary, did you hit it? Ever. That's weird, y'all. Y'all might not know. Y'all was trying to be funny or whatever. I'm gonna give y'all that excuse. Y'all was just trying to be funny. Y'all didn't really want the answer to that question. So, okay. Jack says we're homophobic, so that means you're homosexual? Do we have an admission? Hey, look, bro. Nothing wrong with coming out. It's a special thing for y'all to do. And I'm glad that you chose this platform to do it. It shows that you trust me. And, there's nothing wrong with that. So I appreciate it. I appreciate your trust. I'm happy for you. And, man, live your truth. Live your truth. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with it. No, I'm not wondering about your nothing. You brought it up, and you came out. And I appreciate it, man. I mean, for real. That's a really personal and private thing. And to trust this platform to share it on, I'm glad that, we can have that kind of trust. So there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it or anything like that. All right. Now on to something somewhat related. Of course, y'all know we got to talk about Diddy. I haven't talked about it since he got arrested. And Jack, I'll try to be as sensitive, to you as possible. But some of this stuff, I'm not upset because apparently he participates in gay sex. I'm upset because he's been doing bad stuff. And none of this stuff is good that he's accused of doing. And look, I want to read the indictment. It's a 14-page indictment, but it's actually a really quick read. And I don't want everybody wondering, what does the indictment say? I just went to the website, I pulled it up, and we'll go through it and we'll read it. Somebody already calling in. Ron.
Can you hear me?
Are you okay?
Hello?
I just heard you groaning. Are you okay?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Maybe he can't hear me. Hold on a second. Microphone?
I can hear you.
Wait a minute. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, I just heard you come on and say, and I didn't know what that was about. So,
I was
Don't tell me. It ain't none
putting
of
my
my
coffee
business.
down. I put my coffee down, Emmanuel, and it hurt. Anyway, um, check it out. So I ain't gonna fuss at you. I ain't trying to talk about Diddy. I ain't called for all that shit. What I call for is to directly address you. Friday, Jerica made a statement. She was talking about, you know, how I talk to you and all that other stuff. Now, well, you may not know, but if somebody challenged me on shit like that, I always go back and you know, reevaluate what I said. It's just like when you was making that joke about, oh shit, I don't even know what you was joking about, but I made a comment to Myosha and Jericho, and I had apologized because I thought about it, and it was in the wrong spirit, and God convicted me over that. He won't let me sit on shit, no shit like that. And you know, I ain't gonna sit on this. Now, it's a trip. You know, I don't talk to any other individual, any other male, with the exception of my son, more than I talk to you. And you know, I consider you a friend. You know, not you. You know, you ain't been to my house to eat, friend, and we ain't gonna kick it together or nothing like that. But I consider you a friend. Shit, if you got a problem, I got a problem.
We cool, no doubt about it.
And and it's a trip because Jerica, was somewhat right because if somebody was talking to you, uh, that if somebody called up and was talking to you like that, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? You know, but you gotta understand the relationship, you know, and you gotta understand that when I talk to people, I talk to you. When I talk to you, I talk to you brother to brother. I talk to you like I talk to my friends on the street. I don't talk to you like like I'm going for interview or no shit like that because I'm comfortable talking to you like that. I'm comfortable with that because I know it ain't no hate in it. I know it ain't no, I wouldn't talk to Brett like that. I wouldn't talk to Brett like that because Brett don't mean me no good. So I ain't gonna talk to Brett like that. Because that's fight. That's a fight.
I
So
don't know that your perception of Brent is actually what it is, but I understand what you're saying.
uh, no, he tried to get me turned to back out of myself, and that ain't cool. But anyway, I ain't gonna talk about that. But anyway, that's the reason that we talk like that, and you know I accept the fact my medicine don't help that it's a nerve blocker and it makes me real irritable, and I pop off, and my family done said, hey, chill, why you why you going off like that. So I understand. I'm in a lot of pain constantly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My foot has been asleep for the past 7 years. For the past 7 years, and it don't that won't go nowhere. So I'm just I'm a little on edge all the fucking time, all the time. So you say the wrong shit to me, I'm a just go in, and you say some shit to me that I don't like. I'm a go in, and I know that you don't mean no harm when we conversating and shit, and I don't mean no harm to you, but perception is reality, and people perceive one thing one way, you know, and it just ain't that way. And like I said, Jericho, I apologize, and I apologize to anybody that love Emmanuel because you know, like I said, it sounds like I be popping all off, and I do do, but I have a good time with Emmanuel and all that stuff, and people all the time they say, what the fuck is wrong with him, in general, not just in on me, but but I like to explain, how it's not an excuse, but I like to explain what how I am, and that's what it is. And no, the last thing, when you started this, you asked everybody if you was gonna start this. You asked who was gonna support you and all that other stuff. And I said, you sure enough, if man, you do that. And I've been riding with you ever since. I've been riding with you ever since. So if the motherfuckers want to hear the crazy guy that be popping off, you know, and want to talk about, because motherfuckers love to talk shit. And I don't mind you talking your shit about me. So I'm going to be calling, I'm going to be popping off, and I'm going to be mean and all that other little shit. And y'all going to come back to hear what the fuck I got to say. So it is what it is. And like I said, I apologize to anybody that love Emmanuel that be thinking that I be, popping all off to him and all that. And that is what it is.
All
All
right,
right.
Ron. I think what maybe some people are asking is if you can just dial back some of the profanity sometimes. Because I did have somebody sent me a message and they said, with regard to what Jericho said, that they have been wanting to say it, but their thing wasn't about, oh, they disrespectful, whatever. Their thing was, I listen in my car with my kids and I can't listen to your show
Ooh,
now because
ooh,
it be so
yeah.
much cussing and profanity, and so yeah, I can't
And I,
listen.
you know, that and I, you know, I don't want to hurt nobody kids, and that, I understand that. And like I said, I, I'm a little irritable. Nah, fuck it, I'm a lot irritable, and and I recognize that, and I do, I recognize that, and whoever it is, that was listening in their car, I'll, make sure that I try to not use so much profanity, but and again I apologize because yeah, I'm a do it, I'm a do it. I mean, you know, just cut the button off real quick or something real quick because I know how I am. I'll do it even if I do it unconsciously.
All right.
So all right,
Hey,
that's Ron. Hey,
I
wait,
appreciate. Yes, yes.
wait. Did he get bail?
Say
Did
that one more
somebody?
time.
Huh?
What did you say?
Did he get bail?
I don't know. I hadn't seen where he had before I came on.
They was supposed to he was supposed to be in court at 3 o'clock. All right, but that's it. It ain't like I said. I apologize to those that those members of Emmanuel family that love Emmanuel and that think I be too hard on him.
You see where the Fed cut the interest rates.
Huh?
You see where the Fed cut the interest rate.
Oh yeah, man. Hey man, I'm tired. Man, I'm tired. I'm just way and too much. Man, I'm not voting for a president, and I'm sick of them
Yes, you
two fools. Period. I'm sick of them, but I'm not voting for Kamala.
are. All right.
All right, one.
All right. All right. That was Ron. Ron, sick of them fools, and you can't beat that, I guess. Um, but okay. Uh, now back to the whole Diddy Chronicles. Let me say this. I saw a few posts on Facebook today, and here is what disturbed me more than, well, I won't say more because the stuff that they're saying about Diddy is disturbing. But this is what disturbed me about some of us. We still looking up to this dude like he a hero. Some of us are still looking up to this dude like he's a hero. I saw a post about how social media is set up for us to kind of celebrate the destruction of our heroes, and how this dude was the best of us and we celebrating them taking down the best of us. And I had to, like, he was not the best of us. Some people have to learn to make a distinction between someone who's good at something, someone who makes a lot of money, someone who gets a lot of attention, someone, all of that stuff. That doesn't make you necessarily, that doesn't make you somebody heroic. That doesn't make you the best of us. Because you can shoot a basketball don't mean you the best of us. Because you can hit a baseball don't mean you the best of us. I don't know, throw a football, catch a football, sing, dance, rap, play music, tell jokes, act. Even just because you're like really smart, that doesn't make you the best of us. It means especially, I could see people saying that maybe earlier on. But you saw the video. You saw him, abusing, what's the girl? Cassie. I don't know her, so I remember the name. We saw that. After stuff comes out. All right, he's the best of us. He's the best of us. He's talented. He's driven. Okay, you might think he's one of the best of us. And then you see the stuff that he's doing. But you're still so captivated either by how much money he has or by whatever talent it is that he possesses, that you still can't separate that from him being the best of us or our heroes. But the person was mainly talking about his money. And I think, look, I got nothing against people wanting to make money. Heck, I want to make money. Got nothing against people wanting to make money. But a few of the posts that I've seen in particular, don't y'all realize money really ain't everything? I promise you it's not. Everybody with a lot of money is not a good person. Not everybody that's broke ain't a good person either. But everybody with a lot of money is not a good person. Why can't we? And this is we all, not just black people. Because we, as a society here anyway, and probably worldwide, do this. Why can't we look at somebody, admire their talent, admire their drive, admire, whatever that is, that ability that they have? If we don't know them, just do that and leave it at that. Why? Why do we have to, I always say, deify people? Like, oh my God, oh, you're not gonna talk about so and so. Oh, you're not gonna talk. That's my. Oh shit, isn't it? Like, come on. And we see it on so many, for some of y'all, y'all know the LeBron sexuals. Those of y'all who are out there, the LeBron sexuals. Instead of just saying, man, that dude is good at basketball. Y'all, they make up all of these stories. Like, oh, he's this, that. He was born without a father, and he was this. So he's Jesus now. He was born without a father. He didn't have an education. He didn't have, and now he never done anything wrong. And people hate him. Like, no, the dude is a good basketball player. Okay. That's it. He's a good basketball player. Beyonce. She's the best. This and that. I admire her work ethic. I admire her abilities, her talents. That's it. And that's not hate. That's not hate. I don't know that woman personally. I don't know what she doing when she leave the stage. And when we start doing this, and then we can't. But yeah, Bill Cosby couldn't let it go. Bill Cosby out there raping bitches, and we can't let it go because he funny. He Bill Cosby. And now Diddy out here doing all kind of stuff, and some of us can't let it go because he Diddy. He Diddy. That was CK. CK, you can call back. I don't know what happened. That's my desire for people in general and us specifically as black people. That's my desire. There don't seem to be that balance. All right, hold on. Now let me see. I want to get this, I hope this thing works today. Because I don't want to just read it. I want to put it up on the screen, and then we can go through it and read it. That's what I want to do. So let's see if I can... oh, no, I don't want to put it there. Hold on. Let's delete that. Yeah. Add that. Again, forgive me. Forgive me for this. I would have loved to have it ready, but y'all know how that go. Okay. All right. Now let me see if it'll let me do it. Okay, it looked like I might be okay. So, anybody want to read this? Anybody in the class want to do the reading? Oh, that was funny to me. I always hated class when somebody had to read, because it was always people who wasn't good readers who decided to step up and do the reading. That I would be so frustrated, like, oh my God, just don't raise your hand. You know you can't. You're not a strong reader. Don't raise your hand. And it was always some person who was not a strong reader who raised their hand. All right, let's see. Let's get to it. If I can figure this out and make this happen. We're gonna just kind of run through it. Yeah, we're gonna skip over some stuff. We're gonna, speed it up. But see if we can make this happen. All right, we're gonna put that there. Hold on, I gotta do something over here. We're gonna go here and here. Shoot, I can't see it now. Maybe if I move this over here. No, because now that's in the way. Okay, how am I gonna do this? I have to read it off of this screen here and come back. Okay, so let's do this. All right, this is count one, racketeering conspiracy. For decades, Sean Combs. I'm not going through all of his little nicknames and stuff. The defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in, attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Sean Combs operated his business headquartered in various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, including, let me scroll down here. Sorry, y'all. I'm not reading it off of what y'all see because it's too small on my screen. And now I got to scroll down on my side, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global. Collectively, they're referring to them as Combs Business Corp entities. In the Combs business included, among other things, record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, an alcoholic spirits business, a marketing agency, a television network, and media company. At all times relevant to this indictment, Sean Combs engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse toward women and other individuals. This abuse was at times verbal, physical, emotional, and sexual. As part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers. Interesting. At times, Combs and others acting at his direction made arrangements for women and commercial sex workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their careers, scroll down, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation and violence. Number 4, physical abuse by Sean Combs was recurrent and widely known. On numerous occasions, from at least in or about 2009 and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. These assaults were at times witnessed by others and included one instance at a Los Angeles hotel in or about March 2016, which was captured on video and later publicly reported, where Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman as she was attempting to leave. When a member of the hotel security staff intervened, Combs attempted to bribe the staff member to ensure silence. All right, let me scroll to the next page for y'all. We're moving through it pretty fast. And scroll to the next page for me. Excuse me. Combs' violence was also not limited to these women. It extended to his employees, witnesses to his abuse, and others. Sean Combs used the Combs business, including certain employees, to carry out, facilitate, and cover up his abuse and commercial sex. Those employees, including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors and other close associates, acted as Combs' intermediaries. And their conduct was facilitated and assisted by Combs' control of Combs' business. The Combs enterprise, all right, from at least in or about 2008 through or about the date of the filing of this indictment, Sean Combs and others known and unknown, I mean, they know some of the people, they know, and unknown, were members and associates of a criminal organization. They're calling it the Combs Enterprise or the Enterprise. members and associates of the Combs Enterprise engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other activities, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. I gotta scroll. The Combs Enterprise, including its leadership, its members, and its associates, constituted an enterprise, as defined by Title 18 U.S. Code Section 19. I'm not going to read all that. That is, a group of individuals associated, in fact, although not a legal entity. The Combs Enterprise consisted of Sean Combs, and they go through all of his names, entities within the Combs business, but not limited to Bad Boy, I'm pretty sure that's gonna say. Scroll. And now I gotta scroll over here. Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global. Individuals employed by and associated with Combs business and others known and unknown. The Combs Enterprise constituted an ongoing organization whose members functioned as a continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objectives of the Combs Enterprise. The Combs Enterprise was engaged in, and its activities affected interstate and foreign commerce. Combs Enterprise operated in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere. At all times relevant to this indictment, Sean Combs was the leader of the Combs Enterprise. So he the top man, they saying. Sean Combs and others known and unknown participated in unlawful and other activities related to the conduct of the Combs Enterprise affairs. These individuals included certain Combs business employees, such as members of Combs security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors, as well as other close associates of Combs. Now, what was the purpose of Combs Enterprise? The purpose of Combs Enterprise included the following. Scroll, Emanuel. Operating a global business in the media, entertainment, and lifestyle industries, including, among other things, record labels and recording studio, an apparel line, an alcohol spirits business, a marketing agency, television network, and a media company. B, preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power, reputation, and brand of Sean Combs as a musician, entrepreneur, and figure in the entertainment industry. All right, they just laying out the case. They laying it out. Scroll for you. Scroll for me. Scroll. C, enriching members and associates of the enterprise, including its leader Combs, and in particular, those who demonstrated loyalty to Combs and willingness to conceal his crimes. They saying all of this is the entire purpose of the Combs Enterprise. D, preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power of the Combs Enterprise, including the power of its leader Combs through violence, use of firearms, threats of violence, coercion, verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. Another purpose, fulfilling the personal desires of Combs, particularly those related to Combs' sexual gratification, including through the exploitation of women and the use of commercial sex workers. Another purpose of this thing was enabling Combs and other members and associates of the Combs Enterprise to engage in unlawful acts of violence, including sexual violence, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics distribution, and other crimes, and concealing the commission of such acts. One of their other purposes, securing absolute loyalty from members of the Combs Enterprise, including through acts of violence and threats, and protecting the Combs Enterprise and its members and associates, including Combs, from detection and prosecution by law enforcement authorities through acts of intimidation, manipulation, bribery, threats of retaliation against individuals who witnessed the crimes committed by members and associates of the enterprise. Means and methods of the criminal enterprise. Among means and methods by which Sean Combs and other members, I'm going to scroll for y'all. And now I got to scroll for me. and associates of the Combs Enterprise conducted and participated in the conduct of the affairs of the Combs Enterprises included the following. Combs and other members and associates of the Combs Enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role at the Combs business to intimidate, threaten, and lure female victims into Combs' orbit, often under the pretense of a romantic relationship. Combs then used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to, among other things, freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the Combs Enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally. Freak-offs occur regularly, sometimes lasted multiple days, and often involved multiple commercial sex workers. During freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. Oh, wow. I kind of get it in sometimes, but I ain't never had to get an IV afterwards. Members and associates of the Combs Enterprise, including high-ranking supervisors, security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and other Combs business employees, facilitated the freak-offs by, among other things, booking hotel rooms for the freak-offs, stocking the hotel rooms in advance with the required freak-off supplies. Okay, that's a new one in the lexicon now. Freak-off supplies. Including controlled substances, baby oil, lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. Cleaning the hotel rooms after the freak-offs to try to mitigate room damage. Arranging for travel for victims, commercial sex, scroll. Commercial sex workers and Combs to and from the freak-offs. Resupplying Combs with requested supplies, delivering large sums of cash to Combs to pay the commercial sex workers, and scheduling the delivery of IV fluids. IV fluid. In or about March 2024, during searches of Combs' residences in Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California, law enforcement seized various freak-off supplies, including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Combs subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse to cause the victims to engage in freak-offs. Combs maintained control over his victims through, among other things, physical violence, promises of career opportunities, granting and threatening to withhold financial support, and by other coercive means, including tracking their whereabouts, dictating the victim's appearance, monitoring their medical records, controlling their housing, and supplying them with controlled substances. During and separate from freak-offs, Combs, among other things, hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims at times by their hair. These assaults often resulted in injuries that took days or weeks to heal. Combs also threatened victims' careers and livelihoods, including if they resisted participation in freak-offs. Victims believed they could not refuse Combs' demands without risking their financial or job security or without repercussions in the form of physical or emotional abuse. Combs also used sensitive, embarrassing, and incriminating recordings that he made during freak-offs as collateral to ensure the continued obedience and silence of the victim. Members and associates of the Combs Enterprise, including Combs security personnel, at times carried firearms. On more than one occasion, Combs himself carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten others, including victims of and witnesses to his abuse. in or about March 2024 during searches of Combs' residence in Miami, Florida, and, all right, gotta scroll. We almost done. Gotta scroll for me. Los Angeles, California, law enforcement seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 AR-15s with defaced serial numbers, as well as a drum magazine. Members and associates of Combs Enterprise enabled Combs' control over victims by following his directions regarding financial payments to victims, advancing or suppressing the victims' career opportunities, and acquiring the controlled substances Combs used to keep his victims compliant. Members and associates of Combs Enterprise at times witnessed Combs' violence towards victims or the victims' injuries caused by Combs without interfering. Instead, members and associates of the Combs Enterprise helped conceal the violence and abuse by, among other things, assisting Combs in monitoring and preventing victims from leaving locations such as hotels or Combs residences. These occasions included instances in which a victim was required to remain in hiding, sometimes for several days at a time, to recover from injuries Combs inflicted without being publicly observed. Members and associates of the Combs Enterprise also assisted Combs in locating and contacting victims who attempted to flee his abuse. When employees witness to abuse or others threaten Combs' authority or reputation, Combs and members and associates of the enterprise engaged in acts of violence, threats of financial or reputational harm, and verbal abuse. These acts of violence included kidnapping and arson. Did they burn somebody's house down or something? In addition, on multiple occasions, Combs threw both objects and people, as well as hit, dragged, choked, and shoved others. When Combs' authority or... stop it, you're scrolling the wrong way. When Combs' authority or reputation was threatened by the possibility of negative publicity or legal or law enforcement action against him, including in or about late 2023, following public allegations of Combs' crimes, Combs and members and associates of the enterprise pressured witnesses and victims, including through attempted bribery to stay silent and... scroll... not report what they experienced or knew to law enforcement on phone calls. Oh, they got the calls. Combs and other members and associates of the enterprise, among other things, provided these victims and witnesses with a false narrative of events in an effort to conceal Combs' crimes. Combs caused these calls to be recorded on at least 2 occasions. Now, the racketeering conspiracy, from at least in or about 2008 through on or about the date of this filing, and others, Sean Combs and others, known and unknown, being persons employed by and associated with the Combs Enterprise described in paragraphs 6 through 12 of this indictment, all the stuff that we just read, an enterprise engaged in and the activities of which affected interstate and foreign commerce, knowingly combined, conspired, confederated, and agreed together and with each other to violate the racketeering laws of the United States, to wit, and then they give all of these sections and all of that kind of stuff. Let's see. So, multiple acts involving kidnapping, chargeable under those particular laws. Multiple acts involving arson, chargeable under all of those laws. I'm going to scroll. I'm not going to go through all of that. It's arson, kidnapping. Scroll. Multiple acts of bribery. Multiple acts indictable under... Title 18 United States Code, Section 1512 or whatever. Witness tampering. Forced labor. Sex trafficking. Multiple acts related to transportation and inducement to travel for purposes of prostitution and other illegal activities. Multiple offenses involving the possession with intent to distribute or distribution of narcotics and controlled substances, including, and I'm not going to know most of these, cocaine, oxycodone, alpra, whatever, metha something or another, bromo something or another, gamma something or another, ketamine, They say it was a part of the conspiracy that Sean Combs agreed that a conspirator would scroll. We are almost done, y'all. That a conspirator would scroll. Commit at least 2 acts of racketeering activity in the conduct. Oh, somebody call me. Fame.
Hi, Manny. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Can I finish reading this? We almost done.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So you gonna call back, or you just gonna hold on?
I'm going to hold on because I like hearing your voice in my ear directly from the phone.
All right. Notice of special sentencing factor from at least in or about 2009 up to and including in or about 2018 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere as part of his agreement to conduct and participate in the conduct of the affairs of the Combs enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity. Sean Combs agreed to in and affecting interstate and foreign commerce, knowingly recruit, entice, harbor, transport, provide, obtain, advertise, maintain, patronize, and solicit by any means a person knowing and in reckless disregard of the fact that means of force, threat of force, fraud, and coercion. And they give you the U.S. section, and any combination of such means that would be used to cause the person to engage in a commercial sex act in violation of Title 18, Section 1591. Count 2. That was all count 1. The grand jury further charges from at least in or about 2009 up to and including in or about 2018 in the Southern District of New York. Sean Combs in and affecting interstate and foreign commerce. Knowingly recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, provided, obtained, advertised, maintained, patronized, and solicited by any means a person knowing and in reckless disregard of the fact that means of force, threat of force, fraud, and coercion. They go through as described in Title 18. Scroll. I'm gonna scroll for y'all. These last few counts are short. This is only 14 pages. We're on page 12. And they say any combination of such means would be used to cause person to engage in a commercial sex act and attempt it, aid it, and abet it, and willfully cause the same to it. Combs recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, and maintained a person, victim 1. And attempted, aided, and abetted, and willfully caused victim 1. Victim 1, that means they know who it is. They're keeping their identity. I'm going to say a secret, but this is probably somebody who's going to testify. To engage in commercial sex act, knowing and in reckless disregard for that victim 1 was engaging in commercial sex acts as a result of force, fraud, and coercion. Count 3. The grand jury further charges from at least in or about 2009 up to and including in or about 2024 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere. Sean Combs knowingly transported an individual in interstate and foreign commerce with the intent that that individual engage in prostitution and attempted, aided, and abetted, and willfully caused the same to it. Combs transported, aided, and abetted, and willfully caused the transportation of female victims and commercial sex workers in interstate and foreign commerce on multiple occasions with the intent that they engage in prostitution. Hold on, I gotta scroll for me. Forfeiture allegations. As a result of committing the offense alleged in count 1 of this indictment, Sean Combs, the defendant, shall forfeit to the United States, pursuant to Title 18, U.S. Code Section 1963, any and all interests the defendant acquired or maintained in violation of Title 18, U.S. Code Section 1962. Hold on, I'm going to scroll for y'all. This is where they saying they about to take all his shit. Any and all interest in securities of, claims against, or property or contractual rights of any kind, affording a source of influence over the enterprise named and described herein, which the defendant established, operated, controlled, conducted, and participated in the conduct of in violation of Title 18, and any and all property, constituting and derived from proceeds obtained directly or and indirectly, said offense, including but not limited to a sum of money in the United States currency representing the amount of proceeds traceable to the commission of said offense. As a result of committing the offense alleged in count 2, Sean Combs shall forfeit to the United States, pursuant to Title 18, Section 1594, any and all property, real and personal, involved in, used, or intended to be used to commit or to facilitate the commission of said offense, and any and all property traceable to such property. Any and all property, real property, constituting or derived from proceeds obtained directly or indirectly as a result of said offense, including but not limited to a sum of money in the United States currency representing the amount of property involved in said offense and proceeds traceable to the commission of the offense. Scroll down. As a result of committing the alleged offense in count 3, Sean Combs shall forfeit to the United States any and all property, real and personal, constituting or derived from proceeds obtained directly or indirectly as a result of said offense, and any and all property, real or personal, that was used or intended to be used to commit or facilitate the commission of said offense. Any and all property, real and personal. Hold on, I gotta scroll for y'all to catch this last part on the last page. Real or personal that constitutes or is derived from proceeds traceable to commission of said offense, including but not limited to sum of money in United States currency representing the amount of proceeds traceable to the commission of said offense. Substitute asset provision, and this one is kind of, you'll see. In any of the above describes forfeitable property as a result of any act or omission of the defendant, A, cannot be located upon the exercise of due diligence, has been transferred or sold to or deposited with a third person. I mean, if he gave his mama or his kids some money, they can get it. Has been placed beyond the jurisdiction of the court. I mean, they can go wherever to get it. Has been substantially diminished in value. I mean, even if you don't think it's worth nothing, they can get it. Has been commingled with other property which cannot be subdivided without difficulty. It is the intent of the United States, pursuant to Title 18, to seek forfeiture of any other property of the defendant up to the value of the above forfeitable property. And then it's signed and so on and so forth. So that is the entire indictment. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. I was about to call you twin. You are not twin. Fame!
The Imperial Fame, yes. How you doing, Emanuel?
Fame, I'm doing all right.
Can you hear me all right? Somebody told me earlier that I was in a bad spot when I was just on the phone about an hour ago.
I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's two ways to look at the Diddy situation. While, of course, I don't want to say he's getting what he deserves, because I don't know what he deserves, but, you know, because I don't necessarily believe the indictment.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Just so, you say you don't believe the indictment. What don't you believe?
Not necessarily. I mean, I just don't.
Oh, you're saying just because they say so, don't necessarily make it a fact.
Exactly.
Okay.
They will lie on an indictment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Court affidavits, all that shit. People be fronting, be lying about shit. You know, just to get, throw more shit against. You throw enough shit against the wall, something's bound to stick.
Okay.
Is that how the saying goes?
Not really, but I understand. Yes.
Oh, how's it go there? I don't like doing the malappropriate.
No, it's very similar to that. They just typically don't say S when they saying it.
Okay. Very well then. But at the same time, I mean, let's be honest. we're watching another black person with sizable wealth that won't be able to transfer it to his kids for whatever reason, whether it was their own fault or whatever. They got into drugs and whatever the issue is, won't be able to do that. And this pains me because we've seen it with Bill Cosby. We see it, we've seen this all the time. Even O.J. Simpson on some level, he had decent money. Wasn't able to take, because he's tied up legally. Fighting court and all that kind of stuff. And this is kind of, I hate to invoke his name because of y'all's relationship, but this is one thing that your man Ivy used to talk about how going to court unnecessarily for black folks, how it drains the community. Because you're always paying court fines and all that kind of stuff. And this is what we have here with Diddy here. He can't even transfer his stuff that he's already owned over 30 years, that he's earned over 30 years. Can't even transfer it to his mama or his kids. And this is legally he can't do it now. This ain't because they took it, and he spent it all, ain't nothing left. They legally said, if you try to send it to them, we taking that too. That's kind of a kick in the dick. Pardon my language.
Well, it's his fault though. Like I get what you're saying, and what I'm saying from the standpoint of like you said, it's somebody not gonna be able to, his kids are not gonna be able to benefit from that, or at least in that way. But come on, you got to be, along with all of that wealth comes a certain level of responsibility. And
absolutely. No, you're 100% right. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm here. I don't feel bad. Not about that.
I understand that sentiment. I don't necessarily feel bad about it. It's just kind of like I said, it's just painful to watch all the time. Because if what they're saying is true, more people are coming. And what could possibly be Jay-Z, somebody even bigger up on the totem pole than Diddy is. It's like, they have no problem knocking off black folks with money, knocking them off, and they be able to turn their money over, not its true value, to the children, to the family, to have some type of, imagine them doing that to the Ford dynasty. To Henry Ford, knocking him off like that. There's no more Ford cars. There'll never be a 100-year black family dynasty.
I don't know that that's true, and to some degree, maybe all that has to happen is people need to control themselves. It really is that simple. Like, okay, if you like freaking, do some legal freaking. Like, you don't be doing it in an illegal way. Like, you have to. He was in control of that. And so
I'm not absolving Diddy at all.
I know you're not.
And before anybody in the comments says that, because I can't see the comments, before anybody says that, I'm not absolving the guy at all. But just peep the play here. Peep the play. Your first reaction when you hear about everything, you're shocked, you're disappointed, you're pissed, you're happy for the victims, whatever. But just peep the play here, because one of those charges is, what is it, racketeering or enterprise?
Yeah.
Takes two people to do that. Racketeering can only be charged if two people or more are involved. Where's the other person? Why are they not arrested?
Well,
and who was it?
They're not named. They were his associates and all of those people. There may have been more people, but all of those people who watched him do it and helped him facilitate it.
It's one thing to help him facilitate it. It's another thing to be forced to be to do it. Racketeering shows that you're clearly a part of it, that you did it on your own volition to help him? Who are the other people?
All of those
Along
people who did it
in
of
his
their own
racket.
volition.
Okay, who are these people?
Well, they're not naming
You
them.
know, the public, and Mr. Combs have the right to face their accusers.
He probably will.
Okay, well, you know, then and that'll show the snakes, you know. But then again, like I said, you know, because I don't necessarily I don't feel necessarily bad for him personally. I feel bad for his children, especially the one boy that looks just like him that raps. He did like a little freestyle to that Paid in Full beat. It was incredible, and I'm like, you know, what is this? Like, Diddy, your son ain't get a record deal? How's that? I thought that was odd. So things were in the making. Kind of shut.
But let me say, I don't know his kids. I don't know his kids. I met one of his sons at the radio station, recorded an interview with him. Somebody else did the interview. I just recorded it. Recorded an interview with him. He had a record deal. So I'm not sure.
One?
That's the I don't know. I don't know. Them guys, they all the same to me. But yeah, well, I know one of them had a record
light skinned, and then there's one that looks just like him.
This one was not light skinned.
So the one that looks like him, King Combs.
That was him.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had a record deal. What happened? Why couldn't he bubble?
He had a record out.
You can't bubble?
He had a record out.
I didn't know he had a whole song or album out.
Yeah.
I found it out that Puff could. You made big, black, ugly ass Biggie bubble, and you can't make your own son bubble. It was like there were some things in the play that kind of shut him down early, for a while now, because he can't even get his son to pop.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? And if you all remember that song Special Delivery, you know, from Bad Boy, Special Delivery, you know, that rapper G-Dep, he went to jail afterward because I guess, you know, he was dealing with them drugs that, you know, that narcotic took over his brain and emotion, and he admitted to a murder that was like 20 years old. You know, I think the New York police had considered it a cold case. He admitted. They looked back and said, "Oh yeah, you could have done this," and he did 13 years for that, and he just got out like a month or two ago. Kind of ironic that as he's getting out, Diddy's going in, so he's probably guilty for what he's doing. My thing is, I want to know who are his co-deeds. That's all I want to know.
All right.
At this point, you know what I'm saying? So, always a pleasure, Manny. We'll holler at you soon. Be well. Ow!
All right. That was Fame B-Rap.
Hey, good afternoon, Emanuel Livingston. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Now, I just heard the last caller not even compare, try to emphasize that just because Puffy made Biggie pop, that he should have made his son pop. For number one, my brother, his son did not have the skills as Biggie Smalls. So he was not going to pop like that. And for number two, he did have records out about 4 or 5 years ago. They did pretty well, but it kind of fizzled out. As far as like with Puffy and these parties, he's been doing this. He learned from Jimmy Iovine and everything like that. He has a lot of people on tape. So he intimidated. He's guilty, in my opinion, of all that. It don't have anything to do with black or white. Like, I'm glad you held that last caller accountable and said Puffy has to be more accountable with the things he has done. This don't have nothing, at this point, this don't have nothing to do with him being a black man and trying to take the black man down. No. This got everything to do with him being a degenerate and we seeing him beat up on that little girl on tape. And I honestly think he deserves everything he got. And it really started, Emmanuel. Do you remember when he sued his liquor company for talking about being racist or whatever? Do you remember that?
I vaguely remember something like that, but I never really followed, Diddy like that. So
Yeah, about a couple of years ago, maybe 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, tops, he sued a company. I forgot the company, Diageo, whatever, because Puffy is the face of a tequila, and he feel like his tequila wasn't being pushed by that company because that company also has other tequila brands with shoot, I can't think of his name. Anyway, with other celebrities. I can't think of their name right now.
Okay.
And he tried to sue him for being racist towards him. And after that lawsuit didn't go through, that's when everything started to hit the fan. Now I don't know if you could put two and two together, but that's just how the timeline started rolling for Puffy, and things just start going downhill. Along with him being accused with having something to do with Tupac's death, he allegedly gave the guy who killed Tupac Shakur $1 million. Man, Puffy, man, he did some evil deeds, man, and honestly, he just got everything that comes to him. He should have been more responsible, man. That's all.
That really is it. Like, I remember, and I say that, and I hear people kind of push back against this now. But moms used to tell us, you are black in America, and you have to be twice as good as that white man to get half as much as he got. That don't necessarily just mean skill wise. Like I have to be twice as smart. That don't mean I have to be twice as fast. That mean when I get it, I got to conduct myself twice as good because I know they looking at me. You know, you become a black billionaire, a black multi-millionaire. People are looking at you and they would love for you to make a mistake, like create
Yep.
a criminal enterprise where you sexually assault women and give them drugs and transport them across state and international. You know what I'm saying? All of that kind of stuff. It's not that hard to not do that. And you got to know they looking at you.
You got to know they absolutely. That's why he kept that's where the bribery charges came in because he knew people was looking at him, but they really couldn't say anything because he had all these tapes on him, and they showed pictures of the gun. Now this is stupid. Why would you be a multi-millionaire worth 700 million to upwards to $1 billion and scratch serial numbers off your gun? You get what I'm saying, man? That
Yeah.
is so stupid to me.
Just stupid.
Like, I don't understand you intimidating. And man, I know you don't tip up with hip hop, so it's a podcast called Drink Champs. Have you ever heard of that?
I have heard of it. I've never watched it, I don't think, but I've heard of it.
So it was a group who used to be signed to Puffy called The Lock. Have you ever heard of them?
Yes.
It was another guy. Excuse me. It was another guy named Fabulous who made songs and produced with Puffy. Have you ever heard of a
I've
rapper named
heard
Fabulous?
of Fabulous. I couldn't tell
Huh?
you. I wouldn't know him if he walked in here right now. He would just be some dude in my house that we was about to scrap. But I've heard of him.
Okay, so in a couple of Fabulouses and Jadakiss is one member of the Lot. His name is Jadakiss.
I've heard of him.
And these guys rap gangster, they rap tough, and they rap hard. Now, on this episode of Drink Champs, Puffy walked in with the main guy named Noriega. He was interviewing Jadakiss and Fabulous. So when Puffy walked in, them guys' facial expressions changed. I don't know what Puffy was on. Puffy say to Fabulous, man, when you gonna party with me, man? When you gonna party with me? Fabulous like, Puff, we partied. We partied already. Puffy like, nah, I ain't talking about that type party. You know what I want to do. Fabulous just put his hand on his head like, Jadakiss, the gangster rapper, just keeping his head down. All within the same interview, Puffy calling him, yeah, daddy, you know how I like it, you know I want to party, and I think Puffy was really feeling it. So a couple of weeks later, they had Fabulous and Puffy partying on a yacht. So Puffy had these dudes afraid of him in the industry. He has sex with rappers, allegedly, in my opinion, men rappers, and he did a lot of monstrous, degenerate things. I honestly think he got people killed. I think he had people beat up. I think he had people extorted, everything. So it's just I don't feel sorry for him. I don't wish a black man's downfall, but I want the next mogul, young black mogul that wants to go into the entertainment industry to look at this as a learning lesson. Don't do anything degenerate. Get married. Keep your nose clean. All that stuff. So it's unfortunate, but I don't feel sorry for him.
All right.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate your call.
Let me hold on. I'm trying to think if I wanted to say anything to you. But what about that? Did you hear about the hanging that happened in North Carolina about the young guy who found hung?
Well, he apparently was not found hung. He was found dead, either next to or tied to a tree or whatever it was, but he wasn't hanging from a tree, according to authorities.
Got you. So
it still don't make sense. The story doesn't make sense that, you would go from Chicago to North Carolina and somehow end up dead next to or tied to a tree with a rope. It doesn't make sense. It's definitely suspicious, but the sheriff said it was not a lynching.
Got you. Okay, I got to look more into that because it definitely was a lynching.
Well, the sheriff said it wasn't. The sheriff said, I had the clip on the show. The sheriff said there was no noose. The rope was it wasn't tied around his neck. He was not hanging from a tree. He was found dead next to a tree or up against a tree, but there was no lynching.
But the sheriff's office wouldn't let the family see the body.
Okay.
So it's some type of cover up.
And it does not sound good. I'm just saying, the man said it wasn't a lynching, so I don't know if it was or if it wasn't, but you're saying like it definitely was, but like I don't know that you have any proof to back it up.
America?
That would be evidence.
That's all the proof I need.
That's not proof. That's evidence. But
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Okay, that's what's up. Back to Puffy is crazy. He's guilty. And man, that's what's up, man. I'm glad you pushed back on that last caller about some things because a lot of black people are gonna be trying to make up excuses for this degenerate behavior. And it's time to cut this degenerate stuff out of our community, man. We need to get back to the basics because this is getting out of hand.
I would agree. It is getting out of hand.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. You have a good night, my brother.
All right, B-Rab, you do the same. It's B-Rab. So that's that, man. I just everybody was kind of caught up on the 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant and all of that kind of stuff. I was caught up on the IV. I've never, I don't even want to. Maybe when I was in my early 20s, you know what I'm saying? I would have wanted to, go for 2-3 days at a time, so much so that my fluids was so diminished that I needed an IV. But, oh my God, what you got to be doing to need an IV? On a regular basis? Like, it wasn't like once he needed an IV. It was like, yeah, they had to bring in an IV on a regular basis to, you know what I'm saying? That IV to replenish your fluids. Like, man. And that means he was making these women, and probably men, But man, he was making these women have sex with people, probably multiple people, for literally days on end. Like, hit it. All right, you done. Get up. You hit it. All right, you done. Get up. Hit it. All right, you done. Come on, back. You back for the second time. Hit it. Come on, get up. Hit it. All right, everybody take a break, take a nap. We get back to it. You know, giving you like 2 hours for rest, and then we back. All right, your turn. Hit it. You know, can you imagine? I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. CK.
Hey, Livingston.
How you doing, sir?
Man, I listened to that indictment you read. It was, hey, what'd you say, 14-page joint?
14 pages.
Oh, my goodness, man. Hey, man. Woo!
Hold on. CH says IV from doing drugs. The IV was, according to the indictment anyway, to recover from drug use and to replenish fluids from all of that, like marathon sex. So it was a combination.
Marathon. Hold on. So you say he got obsessed with the sex life. He was just into sex.
Yeah, apparently, that's his thing, is
Dang.
sex, watching sex, having sex with men, women, watching men have sex with men, and watching women have sex with men, and probably women having sex with women, which that one I can kind of understand. And, you know, just watching and participating, like, he's masturbating while he's watching, like, oh my goodness, just, it's a lack of self-control.
I think you got to be a little psychotic to let a dude smash your girl, smash your wife. I mean, I think that's a dex. If you ask me to smash your wife, I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna be like, this motherfucker, he dangerous. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because it's not normal to think like that. When you want to look at a guy smash your wife, I think you might have a little psychotic about you. What you think?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. There are people who are into, you know, stuff like that. There are people who are into stuff like that.
I think this is where it leads, though. I think that type of lifestyle leads to this. All that just playing around with the whole world, just having sex with the whole world, it leads to diabolical circumstances. See what I mean? You playing so much in the world, there's so many people involved that you're going to get got. See, if you were just with one person like O'Shea Jackson, you see Ice Cube hasn't been involved in these type of scandals.
I definitely haven't heard of him involved in any of this stuff.
Because he got involved with his wife at he probably got married 23. So he evaded the groupies. He got a 23 plus, no groupie.
Well, I doubt, I seriously doubt if he evaded the groupies. He might have been married, and there's a really, I can't say with 100% certainty. I'm saying I doubt it that Ice Cube was out touring, and he didn't have any type of relations with anybody else. It's possible, but I doubt it.
Remember, he did have groupie. He married the groupie. I got a beat from Kim, and she could do it all night.
Well,
that's who he married.
That was a song. That don't necessarily mean.
But that's his wife, though. But he's telling you, I'm talking about his song is telling you, yes, I got a groupie. He rapped about the song, and then he married the same groupie that he was with before.
Okay, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, he talks about it all the time. But that's what keeps you out. See, Diddy and them, this the problem with the Diddy, the 50, the Floyd Money Mayweather. They have the treasures, but now they can't trust nobody because everybody that comes in their life, they think they coming in for the jackpot. Livingston.
See, no, hold on. That is a thing, I'm sure. That's a thing. But that don't lead you to making your girlfriend have sex with renting out hotel rooms and making her have sex for 2, 3, 4 days at a time with multiple prostitutes. I don't know who to trust, so I'm gonna have my girlfriend have sex with all of these prostitutes and, you know, bring in lighting and that. Come on, that's not because you don't know who you can trust.
So, an African American wealthy playboy lifestyle, Leonardo DiCaprio, cannot survive in this day and time. The accusations will come if you are innocent or guilty just from the number of people you are dealing with and the amount of money you have in your bank account, sir.
What?
You will face, if you out here smashing all these different women, one of them women you didn't smash, they gonna come back and be like, boom, you can get a false allegation or a real allegation. I'm saying the lifestyle is what led him into the troubles. If he was settled down like O'Shea and LL, he wouldn't be going through these things. Look at Jay-Z. You ain't heard nothing. You got to be married, sir. Stop out.
Well, that's not true. I've heard stuff about Jay-Z, and I don't even really know him like that. So I've heard rumors about Jay-Z. So that's not, look, and Janice said it in the chat. This stuff is, you remember back in the day, they used to tell us all the time, rape is not about sex. Rape is about power. Rape is about control.
Yes.
That's what this is about. This is not.
100.
I mean, sure, he's apparently, clearly, a little on the perverted side, but it's not necessarily about sex. It's about controlling people and things.
Yes, sir. And that's where I think you have this whole story wrong. I think people know who that guy is. They know he's been a control freak. They know he's been perverted. These things has been out about him for years. Since his rookie season, he has been getting these type of innuendos. He's just been surviving the wrath. But people did not look up to this man. Matter of fact, they looked down at him. He looked pathetic. He's on camera courting Usher. People don't look up to that. They look at him as an abuser. Remember, he said when he was a kid, they used to wrestle over honeycomb cereals. Him and Usher. The age difference didn't make sense. So people do not look up to him. They look at him as a monster.
What people are you talking about?
The society, the American society.
I think now there are a lot of people who are learning some of this stuff who look at him that way. But there are also, again, I was saying it earlier in the show, I saw a number of posts today basically saying, Diddy is some sort of a hero and he's the best of us and they just trying to bring down the best of us and they want black people to be against their heroes and all of this and that. So there are people who still, and I think a lot of that is because he was rich. And there's a certain segment of people in general, but I'm speaking specifically about black people. There's a certain segment of black people and black men who will do damn near anything to get money, and they look at somebody with money as just a better human being than they are, and they want to be that human being. So they are still looking up to him because they're looking at him as a rich dude.
Yeah, but I think that's very minuscule amount of the popularity.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think the people know who he is because, remember, he couldn't hide. He did so much damage as a youngster, he turned into brother love to try to make an amends for the wickedness that people knew about him. Like you said, this guy was caught with over 764 dildos in his house. 1,000 baby oil bottles. You see what I'm saying? This is disturbing.
I don't know nothing about no dildos or nothing like that.
764.
I did not see that in the indictment. But okay. That don't mean, I'm telling you, there are people right now who looking at him like he is a hero.
Yeah, he a hero in the perverted the swinger world.
No, not in the swinging world. There are just a lot of people's priorities are totally messed up, and they value the wrong. I won't say the wrong stuff, but the level of priority on certain stuff is just totally messed up. They would take, oh, he got a lot of money over he's a good human. And they like, well, it don't matter what kind of human he is. He got a lot of money, and that's what's important. And to them people, he's still their hero, I guess, until the government take all his money, and then he ain't S because he ain't got no money no more.
Livingston, when you become successful, you turn into the guys you looked up to. You turn into Hugh Hefner. You see what I mean? And you try to live the life of Hugh Hefner, and then they give you a N-word wake-up call and say, look, boy, you ain't Hugh, and you about to go to jail. That's what they trying to do. See, they think the success, the money, the power, it makes them Elvis Presley. R. Kelly thought he was Elvis. Oh, I could do this. That's why he wasn't hiding the fact that he was with Aaliyah. Age ain't nothing but the number. Dressing. How you dressing like a 15-year-old girl, Livingston? Have you ever dressed like a 15-year-old girl?
No.
Thank you. This fool was just, he was on BET at an interview dressed up like a 15-year-old girl. You're not even trying to hide the fact, but you let the money, the fame, the power make you think, oh, I could do what Elvis did. Boy, you ain't Elvis. You ain't Hugh Hefner. You ain't nothing but Diddy. You ain't nothing but Kelly. You see what I'm saying?
You ain't nothing but Cosby. Yes.
You talking about Heathcliff Huxtable.
CK, I appreciate your call, man.
I just had to give you game on it, man. I had to give you game on it because, I had to let you know what time it was. Just know, let the people know we know who he is. He's not fooling anyone.
All right.
He's a very dangerous man. He's dangerous, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And he's not going to get life.
Okay. All right. That was CK. Brian says, I would, instead of the word hero, say leader or role model. No. They use the word hero. They use the word hero. They use the term, he's the best of us. That's the term that I'm using their term. So, yeah, some of these people out here crazy. Some of them crazy with it. Veronica says, so what do you think about people that are renting out hotels for freak-offs and they're an organization too? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you asking if the hotel chain is responsible and somehow a part of the criminal organization? I would say no. If your business is renting hotel rooms and someone comes and rents a hotel room, you rent them a hotel room. Now, if they use the hotel room in, pursuit of some criminal enterprise, you're not responsible for that because that's what you do. Unless they specifically come in and say, hey, I'm gonna use this hotel room to commit a crime. And you're like, okay, great. So I kind of see what you're saying, but that's not how it works. And I don't think it should work that way. Seabree says, the issue is that the freak-offs weren't consensual. Some people would say they were consensual. But we've learned over the years that if you have to coerce somebody into doing it, that's not consent. If you say, do it or this is going to happen to you, and they say, okay, I'll do it. Some people honestly think, well, she said yeah, but she only saying yes, but they're under duress. She's not saying yes because she wants to. She's saying yes because she feels like she don't have a choice. So that's not consent. yeah, no, I think I I don't understand what happens. Look, people, my people, if you become successful, really almost any level, if you become successful, in particular, you're a black man, a black woman, you're under a microscope. And like, what was it, B-Rap, who said it's America? You do have to understand, in particular in America, but I think around the world, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt that somebody else might get. You're not. And so you should be more responsible. And if you choose to not be responsible and then you get caught not being responsible, you can do anything. But you can't run around talking about the man. It's the man. They wanted to get him because he was trying to, he filed a lawsuit, and that's why they went after him. And it make them make something up that they have to prove and that they can't prove. I'm telling you, you got to set me up. You got to set me up. Because I'm trying to do everything right. And I'm not rich by anybody's imagination. But if you're going to get me, you told some lies or you set me up. Can't just be doing stuff and then be mad when you got caught. You tied the noose. Made sure the knot was tight. Threw it over the tree. Tied it to whatever it is that you tied noose to around the tree. Got up on the chair. Put your neck in. Tightened the noose. You did all of that. And then you come, he kicked the chair out. But you set up you doing all of this stuff, giving people all the ammunition that they need. And then you're mad because they used it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And look, I'm not going to lie. I don't understand that level of need to control people. I know. I remember I watched a few episodes of the show, what was it, Making the Band? And when he made the people walk to wherever to get him, was it cheesecake? And I remember thinking, that's not normal. That's not normal. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. And from really before then, because I never really followed Diddy like that. But when I saw that, I was like, there's something not normal about this dude. Something's not normal about this dude. And you had all these people making excuses. Well, you want to be a star, and if you won't walk and get the cheesecake, how bad do you want to be a star? And I'm like, it's not even about the cheesecake. It's about control. That was all about, I want to see how much control I can exert over you. Yeah, how bad do you want this? Do you want it enough for me to be able to control you? And then I'm going to take it to the next level. Okay, you can walk. Will you do this? Okay, well then will you do that? Okay, well then will you do that? Hold on. I can make people do anything I want them to do. I heard the story about the Christopher Williams. where he made him felicitate him off the strength of getting maybe the potential for a deal. And lady was that the Jaguar, right, lady, saying, and he was saying, if I could make a straight man, do that, man, that's control. I'm like, number one, a man who's doing that ain't straight. And number two, why do you want to have that level of control over somebody? I don't understand what they get out of that. I really don't. I really don't. But there are people who are really, let's say, the control freaks or whatever. I don't get it. I'm going to tell you about me. I don't want to control you. I want you to want to do stuff for me, with me. If you don't want it as bad as I want it, I'll pass. For real. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you, hey, I want you to come on and do a show with me. And if you don't want to do the show with me as bad as I want to do the show with you, if you're like, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it because you asked. I'm like, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Yeah, when I was coming up, if I seen a chick and I wanted to have sexual relations with her, if she didn't want to do it, I didn't want to do it. Okay, I'll do it. No, I don't want, who wants that? Who wants that? There are people out there who want it, but not me. All right, y'all. I think that's about it. We read the indictment. Now, when people start telling you what's in the indictment, if it ain't there, you can say, I don't remember reading that in the indictment. You making that up. That's the reason that I chose to do that, because people gonna make stuff up. It's a pretty big story. People gonna make stuff up. Oh, and I didn't talk about the what is his name? Oh, I can't think of his name. Yeah. That's right, girl. Take this. I can't think of his name, but I didn't listen to the audio. I really didn't. I listened to R-Truth. Y'all don't know who R-Truth is. I listened to Sharp. Thank you, Shannon Sharp. I listened to R-Truth do that, that's where I got that from. I listened to R-Truth do that. Look, man, let me tell you. I think sometimes people do certain stuff. I don't know Shannon. Never met the brother. None of that kind of stuff. I think it's possible that all of that, the whole thing was a little bit of a setup. It was a stunt for a few reasons. It makes sense to me to be a stunt for a few reasons. It makes sense to me to be a front because, people have been accusing that man of being gay, and some people don't like that. And you can say you're, how you're confident in your manhood and blah, 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 blah. But if you're not, or even if you just get tired of people saying it, even if you know it's 100% unfounded, you're like, man, I need people to stop saying that. So let me stage this. Number two, it's going to draw some views. And I could imagine, I'm just saying, I could imagine that, he started off the year basically with that blockbuster Cat Williams interview. Who, by the way, Cat Williams stole all my material in that interview. Yeah, I don't remember this, but I told y'all in the end of 2023, before Cat Williams even did that interview, that this was the year for calling names. This was the year for making it plain. This was the year that everything was going to start being revealed. I told y'all that in 2023. Then Cat Williams came out and said it. Oh, that Cat Williams. Oh. He stole my stuff. I ain't never met Cat Williams. He didn't steal my stuff. We was both thinking the same thing. But I imagine you start off the year with that blockbuster interview. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't going, the numbers ain't, and you chasing those. You're chasing those numbers. A little stunt like this, you figure, you know what I'm saying, that might get them numbers up. So there's a few reasons why he might do it. But, you know, I can't say for sure. Number one, I never listened to the audio. I never saw the video. I did see R-Truth's parody of it, and it was quite funny. But I don't know. Just on the surface. But again, I'm, you know, a bit of a Neanderthal when it comes to going live and all of that kind of stuff anyway. I mean, I got this stuff set up now, but, you know, going live on your phone, for me, it do take a couple things to go live. But I imagine it could happen. So, it's possible. Daryl says now Shannon is doing ED pill commercials. Well, I'm sure he already had that deal. And that might be another reason to do that. I got the ED spots that I, you know, can't remember what you call it. But I got the ED spots that I'm going to be doing now. So this might work out for that too. And then I can kind of use that with this. So, yeah. But trust me, that deal was done before they didn't see that or hear that audio, see that live and be like, hey, we should get him to promote our pills. Like, no. That was already done. So he might have done that as well as a reason, you know, because he was going to be promoting those pills. I could see that. It's possible. What's the ED pills? I need to buy stock. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I say again, I don't know that I've said this. I don't really watch Shannon. I definitely don't watch Shannon Sharp and Chad's thing. But I don't really watch Shannon like that. I watched Cat Williams. I watched Monique. And I think I've seen little pieces and clips of stuff. But I don't watch Shannon Sharp like that. So I can't tell you. The endorsement, that's the word I was looking for. But I can't tell you what brand of ED pill he's endorsing, because I just don't know. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Go print these shirts. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Oh, I still got CK. Nobody told me I still had CK name up there. I appreciate y'all checking out the show. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all bearing with me as I read the 14-page indictment. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me while I did that. I guess that's about it. It's a nice day out, so if you get an opportunity to go out there, get out there, enjoy this weather. And yeah, I guess that's about it. All hearts and minds are clear? All hearts and minds are clear? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Say what you got to say. Get it out. No questions? No? All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, I'm requesting. Hold on, let me say. Because y'all, at some point, it becomes just something that I say to sign off. Like y'all don't think that I mean it when I say it. But I really want you, Nate says we're going to have to talk about issue 1 soon. Okay, I'll read up on it, and we'll have a conversation about it. Yeah. Lewis says, are you coming back on tomorrow? I believe so. Of course, tomorrow's Thursday, so I'll be late. You know, got to pick up the little baby. So I'll be a little late, probably around 3:30. But I do intend on being on tomorrow. You know, of course, unless something happens. Did you see my comment about Diddy's son? I did not. What did you say about Diddy's son? What did you say about Diddy's son? Did you like Diddy's son? That's somebody you would date? He tall enough for you? What did you say? I'm scrolling, I'm looking. I don't see your comment. Man, I'm going back a long way. How long ago did you put this comment up? No, I'm asking you, Shahar, what did you say? I can't see the comment. I don't know. I'm looking and I don't see a comment from you about Diddy's son. And I'm going back a nice ways, too. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for this comment. This better be a good-ass comment. I'll tell you, this better be the comment of all comments. I said, using Diddy's son as an example of having sympathy isn't the best idea. That can't be what you said. You had to say something deeper than that, Shahara. You said some deep-ass shit, and I'm looking for it. Because that ain't what you try to draw my attention to. You said some stuff. Hold on, I'm still going back. I'm looking. Because I'm telling you, that wasn't it. You did not draw my attention or get my attention to say that using that man's son for sympathy ain't the best idea. That is not what you got me looking back for. Seabree says, I thought you didn't cuss. Who cussed? When did I cuss? I don't cuss. Oh, we don't have long. Is it? Hold on. Where's my phone? Hold on. I got to look at something real quick. 1 week. We got 1 week, y'all. 1 week before it all goes down. September 25th is 7 days away. On September 25th, it's going down. What, you may ask? It's not important. Something is going to happen. The prophet said it. So just, it's going to happen. It was something else that I was about to say. Shahara says he made a diss song dissing everybody who talked about Diddy, targeting 50 Cent in particular, because the whole issue had went quiet. But him doing the song brought the spotlight back to it all and had everybody talking about it again. I'm sure he probably feels guilty about that. Okay. And that's right. Get your life in order before the 25th. Get your life in order before the 25th. September 25th. Something is going to happen. So saith the prophet. All right. I do have to get out of here. It was something else. So somebody put up a comment that I was going to address, but I don't know where it is. I can't find it. But I say this, I want to be real clear about it. Here's what I want y'all to do. If you are out and about, when I say be the reason that somebody smiles, I mean, for real. Be the reason that somebody smiles. Like, do something to make somebody smile. If they already smiling, then don't count. If you see somebody who's a little down, do something to put a smile on their face. If you know somebody who kind of going through something, give them a call. Say something nice to them. Do something nice for them. Do something to put a smile on their face. If you see, it can even be just a little kid who look like, they having a bad day. More than likely, this is a good one. And this one will be easy for people to figure out and do it. Look for, in particular, a black woman. Because, it's very rare that they smile. Find a black woman just walking through the store, minding her own business. She can be having the best day in the world. She still ain't going to be smiling. And do something to make her smile. It won't even be hard. Because she already having a great day. She just looked mean as F. So, do something. Something. Be the reason that somebody smiles today. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.